Right, hello and welcome to the 13th ever Equestria Daily podcast, hitting the unlucky numbers now. Today we are going to be talking about conventions with me and Spone, and we've got two guests today. We've got wobniaR and quotation marks, user quotation marks, saying their full names to appease Spone.
Yeah, good job, thank you.
Yeah, no
Very
worries.
proud of you.
No worries. I think we're about to. Should we just hop into some introductions?
I mean, yeah, go for the introductions. If you want to ask Wob his introductions.
Oh, yeah, I can ask Wob his introduction. So, Wob, you've been on 2 times already, haven't you? You've been on for. I already forgot what they were, even though I checked, like.
You forgot. It was the Equestria Girls in the movie.
Equestria Girls in the movie. Did you have a good time, Wob?
I did.
I'm glad you had a good time. Okay, so the users already know a lot about you. So I'm gonna improvise some extra introduction questions. Okay, you ready?
All right. Yeah.
Wob, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. That's an interesting one. That is.
Where the hell did that question even come from?
I told you I'd improvise, Spone. This is uncharted territory.
High quality. You're doing good.
Thank you. You gotta keep the users engaged with new content. Like, what is your favorite pony? Like, you're just gonna say Starlight, and everyone's gonna know that, and everyone's gonna
ask him what his favorite is aside from Starlight.
Who's your second? So who's his second favorite pony?
You're hitting me with the hard questions here. Scootaloo.
All right, I'm disappointed.
Yeah. I'm not sure I really want to talk to Wob anymore. So
I'm not sure. He likes the one that had like 3 episodes and only one of them actually had any content.
Yeah. What was your favorite Scootaloo episode, Wob?
Sleepless in Ponyville.
Alright, that's a decent one at least. That's a decent one. Yeah, I don't want to talk to Wob anymore. If you want to hear more about Wob,
anymore.
He's on 2 other podcasts with some actual decent introductions, so you can have fun with those ones. Thank you for introducing yourself, Wob. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Spone, you wanna tackle user with I think it's user's second one, so you can hit him with the
User
secondary intro questions.
Oh man, I'm gonna see if I can remember all the secondary questions. I'm good with the first ones. The secondary ones, we'll see. Anyways, user, are you ready?
I am.
All right. Who is your favorite main 6?
Oh, main 6. Oh boy.
Starlight doesn't count.
Well, I mean, I prefer to use the term main 7. So, but if you want to strictly go with 6, I'd probably pick Twilight.
All right.
Because unicorn and pretty powerful. So,
but no unicorn anymore, man.
Well, unicorn, alicorn.
If you like unicorns, then you better like Rarity.
Never heard of Rarity. Which one's that? That's the one that's not that great.
That's the one we talked about last time.
All right, user. What is your favorite episode? Is that the next one?
No, that's the first. It's the least favorite main 6 now.
Oh, least favorite main 6. Sorry, I forgot that we had to ask that one.
I brought it up in the past. I would think Pinkie Pie. Just really, really annoying. And yeah.
NG is
that's all that
crying.
needs to be said. I don't care. I don't care if it's crying or not.
It's okay, NG. You don't need to break down.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just his second and final podcast.
It's fine.
It's okay, NG.
No worries about it.
Crafty gets upset when I make fun of Rainbow Dash. So.
You say it's fine, but it's
fine
not
to make fun of Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash sucks.
Yeah, overrated. Agree.
Yeah, there we go. At least we can agree on something.
It's okay, NG.
Yeah, is Rainbow Dash gay or European?
Both. Now, fuck. Is it episode now? I forget the third question.
No, it's favorite secondary character. It's just all
about
characters.
Count. It's all about characters. I don't believe you. User, what is your favorite secondary character?
Secondary character? We'll define secondary character. Like
secondary being someone who is not complete background, but someone who has had content in a episode.
Okay, Starlight Glimmer.
Okay, that's a main character.
Okay. Let's see.
Wait, does Trixie count as a secondary character?
Well, Trixie,
technically, yeah. I would say technically.
Well, outside of Trixie, you could use, let's say, Sunset Shimmer.
All right, those are good choices. Although, I think I don't actually know where she falls.
And then it's the one that no one has a single opinion on. Favorite background.
No, well, favorite background. Everybody has a favorite background. What's your favorite background, Pony user?
I don't really have one.
See, told you.
Just say Lyra.
Ooh, Lyra's pretty good.
There you go. Perfect. All right. You've
Guess
redeemed
that'll do.
yourself for someone.
Solid. Those are perfectly planned and well thought out introductions, people. I hope you enjoyed those.
Perfectly planned. I liked Wobbs. Wobbs had really high quality questions.
Wobbs. Cookies and cream is a good flavor of ice cream. My personal favorite is fudge and caramel. That's a good one.
I mean, if you're not saying mint chocolate chip,
Mint chocolate chip is also good because it's like cold. The chocolate bits are like really crispy and hard. It's good
acceptable.
stuff. It's good stuff. That's like my second favorite.
All right, NG. You now get to lead us with our conversation topic.
All right. So we're obviously talking about conventions today because I said that like 5 minutes ago.
What is a convention, NG? I have no idea what those are.
What is a convention? User, you want to define this? I feel like you're the best person. Spone doesn't know what a convention is.
Well, a convention is where fans of a particular fandom go and congregate and make new friends, buy stuff, attend panels, see their favorite VAs or actors and actresses, and to just have a good time in hotel room parties. There's more to it, but that's the general idea of it.
And user summed that up actually surprisingly
Yeah,
well.
I mean, I didn't have a single hotel party.
You didn't have a hotel party? Man, you didn't even go to a con.
I didn't go to a con. Shit.
Some cons are more likely to have parties. I was at a couple of furry conventions, and room parties are quite the thing. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on the fandom.
Yeah.
See, NG, you were missing out. You didn't get the full
Missing
experience.
Does playing MLPCCG with Hithrock in a hotel room count as a hotel party?
I mean, it counts for whatever you want that to count for. There you go.
Okay, so I'll move into the podcast-specific introduction questions. That's everyone's favorite part. It's my favorite part of the entire
It's your favorite part?
podcast. Yeah, it like changes every time, and it's like, whoa, what's it going to be today? Today, Wob, which conventions have you been to, and how many have you been to?
Let me see. I've been to TrotCon 2015 to 2017. I've been to Bronycon 2016 to 2018 now, and I've been to PonyCon NYC for 2 years. So it's 3, 3, 2, 8.
8
3 different
conventions.
ones, 8 times.
Wobb's a
He's
crazy
a seasoned
lad.
veteran.
He's a seasoned veteran. How many cons have you been to, Spone?
How many? Oh, I've been to definitely not any of them. Except for Everfree Northwest, I went there for a day.
A single day. You didn't even.
No, I didn't do the 3-day thing because I am not able to disappear for 3 days.
Why are you even here?
Why am I even here? Because I can't disappear for 3 days.
Fair enough. I've been to loads of conventions. I've spent a total of 2 days at conventions in my life. Well, pony conventions anyway.
And you were giving me shit.
Yeah, I've been to 2 days instead of one. I've been to like
2 days,
technically
jeez.
twice as like double your experience. I went to Galacon this year, and that was great. User also went there. Speaking of which, User, how many conventions have you been to, and how many?
I have
How
been
many
to my
Shut
first
up.
convention. My first pony convention was Bronycon in 2013. I went the next 3 years, so that's 4 years there. I started branching out in around 2014 or so, where I went to TrotCon and then BabsCon the next year for a couple of years, so 2015 to 2016. I did Galacon the last couple of years, and I was also at HasCon last year.
The hell is a
So-
Hask?
That's Hasbro's convention.
Oh, okay.
The one with EQD did like a whole like almost vlog stream for a whole bunch of days where we had
Yeah.
like 100 articles that were being posted up.
Jesus Christ.
It was pretty big. It's a good convention. People who haven't been are skeptical, but I encourage them to go. They're going to be showing a lot of good stuff in the future.
You can learn all about Hasbro and how to buy their toys.
You can not just buy, see new toys
See
that
their
they
new
haven't
toys.
shown before.
That's
Fucking,
reason to
it's
go,
like
if
the
anything, to be honest.
it's like the Trixie rocket thing.
That Tempest Trixie, that Tempest Twilight action figure. That was pretty cool. Anyways,
All the new information and shit.
Did anyone even total that up? Like, I wasn't keeping track.
that's about 11.
Yeah, it's more than Wob.
More
Wob
than
kind of
Wob.
just got blown out.
Yeah, Bob, you got fucked. This is why you're not like the con-goer on the EQD website.
I understand.
We have user who is just not fair to go up against.
But that's also why he's here. That's why you're both here, really.
Yeah, we needed to have people with lots of education and experience about cons.
Because we
Or
sure
else
don't.
NG would just be sitting in here talking about the crystal card game thing.
Crystal card game.
I don't know what the fucking
But at least
the
talk
MLP
about
card game thing is.
Galacon. Like, come on.
I don't believe you were there. I thought that you only played cards there.
I didn't even play like a single match at the convention. MLP CCG podcast went. That is something that needs to
Not
happen.
happening. It's not happening.
I can
Not
already see it.
yet.
Podcast specific questions. What's your favorite card? Spone, what's
What's
your
my
favorite
favorite
card?
card? Lyra.
Which one?
Yeah, that one. You know, the one.
That's a good one.
I really like that one. It's my favorite.
Yeah, the one in the Sequestria set was very.
Stop. You're not taking over with your fucking card games.
All right, fine. We can talk about cons again. Okay, so we can move this on now. I guess talking about conventions, we can talk about. I feel it might be. Sorry.
You're
Phil's
doing
just
good.
been
Don't die.
It might be decent to talk about the biggest, most recent news, which is Bronycon closing and 2018 being the biggest, being the final. No, 2019 being the final year for it, because
You
you
say,
start on a-
the biggest. Hang on.
well, it might. Well, it probably won't be, but the final year. So I just want to know people's thoughts on that. I'll, start on a somber tone and then raise it up towards the end. Leave everyone all nice and
Did
happy.
you just fucking say somber tone? If that was like an intentional pun, I hate you for it.
Sure. Wob, since you're the Bronycon guy, what do you think of this news?
At first, people were understandably upset, and many people were, doing the doomsaying thing. And there was a nice spin on positivity after people got over that, and I think it's going to turn out great.
What, the final year or them closing?
It's gonna turn out great. They're closing. Never have to see him again. It'll be great.
So, like,
Well, afterwards, people might split off to go to other cons, or there might be another con that grows considerably in size, taking over that crowd, which would be good, especially for me if it's still on the East Coast. I'm sorry, Spoon.
No, you have to come to Everfree Northwest.
I might one of these days.
You have to. User will be there.
Not sure about next year, but
He'll
Yeah,
be there
fucking-
if it goes past next year.
I think I already have my cons planned for next year.
so what do you think about like, since you're an East Coaster, so what do you think about because that's like the biggest East Coast con by far, isn't it? So are you just going to travel out, or what do you think about like the East Coast crowd? Because obviously not everyone would be able to travel too far for a convention.
Yeah, I'm not sure which con would pick up the slack at this point, like where everyone would go on the East Coast, but I'll wait and see which one gets enough of a crowd, and I'll consider going there, even if it's on the other side of the United States.
I consider that an upside.
I mean, it's a
If it's not on the
surprisingly
East Coast,
wholesome
it'll be good.
response. It's not just like someone going re for about like 3 minutes straight.
I think the conventions just learned that like the East Coast is bad, so now they're coming over here.
Or they're going to Europe, Garland
Or
might get massive.
I guess they're going even further east. They've decided that
Yeah, we're not going west. Only like communism's that way.
communism's that way.
I mean, I had to like cross 2 countries to go to like my nearest convention. So
I like how you say that, and yet I can cross like 2 states, and I would cross like 5 countries for you.
yeah, probably about that. But still, I had to fly. Other people can.
Because you're on a fucking island.
There are boats and tunnels.
And tunnels.
Yeah, exactly.
I took a tunnel.
You took a tunnel. Oh wait, did you?
I took a tunnel, but that was after the convention.
That was,
That was from
count.
France to England.
Oh, you went on the channel tunnel. That's the good. That's the good tunnel. That's the good tunnel.
That is a good tunnel.
All right, Yuza. What about you? I'm hoping you have a lot to say about this. What do you think about Bronycon closing?
Well, if Bronycon closed in the first couple of years that I was there in Baltimore, I would probably be devastated. This hurts me a little bit. I mean, I first heard about the news at around 10 p.m. or so at Galacon, and then I went downstairs where Andy Price and some other people were discussing it. And so we talked about it for about half an hour or so. I came to the conclusion that I wasn't necessarily impressed with how the newer management handled some aspects, like saying they're going to rebook it for another 7 years or to incorporate non-MLP content. That, I know, without naming names, that sentiment was shared with some other guests of honor and whatnot. But I think that this con closing, I think next year is going to be really, really good. But after this con closes, I really do hope people go to other conventions and just see that there's more to the Brony circuit than just BronyCon. And I'm hopeful this will be a boost for other conventions. I mean, I have some good memories there, but it doesn't hurt me as much as it probably would because I've spread my horizons out a little bit and I travel to more places. I've been traveling for years before Brony conventions anyway, and I'm a bit older, so it's probably not going to hurt me as much as someone who's younger. No offense.
NG's devastated right now.
Yeah, I'm just holding back tears. Having a long way to Equestria play before the podcast, that got me. That got my tear ducts swelling up, and then this is too much.
If I may interject with something just before we forget about it, it's partly related to something we were discussing earlier, but I'll just throw it out there. The reason why Galacon hotel rooms right now are being so hard to find is not because the hotel didn't release the block. It's because there's a concert or something going on in that area. So a lot of the hotel rooms around in Ludwigsburg and other cities are being booked up rapidly. So whether that will lead to a decrease in attendance at Galacon kind of remains to be seen, because if you can't find a hotel room and you're not willing to pay 3 times as much money or find an Airbnb, I guess you're not going.
I mean, that actually makes sense, and that's pretty shitty.
It is pretty shitty. And I hope Galacon doesn't get hurt for it, because...
NG's going to show up, and there's going to be 3 people there.
It means I get easy one-to-ones, and there'll be no queues.
Only the rich people are going to show up. People who can afford $500 a night rooms.
Never mind, NG's not showing up.
Or you're going to have a room with 10 bronies in
There you go, NG.
I'm pretty sure that's what Squeaky Bell did during Galacon anyway. Either he slept on someone's floor, someone else slept on his floor. There were 6 people sleeping in his room.
Someone's sleeping in the bathtub.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Spone, what are your thoughts on this? Do you have any pressing thoughts on BronyCon closing, or what it means for the fandom?
Closing.
Or...
Oh boy. Well, basically, from what I had heard before, I've never gone to BronyCon, but from what I've heard from people talking about, they always said that it was kind of a disappointing con. It was all right, but it wasn't as good as it could be. But then everybody started flipping out when it was closing. So I don't know what. I think people are just kind of trying to take back on that. They're like, "Oh, it's not that great." And they're like, "Guys, we're gonna close it down." They're like, "Shit, we didn't mean it." That's my guess on most things there.
Okay.
But it obviously sucks. I'm expecting something to come up and replace it, and or another con just kind of taking the attendees from there.
You think PonyCons will last a decent while past G4 and stuff?
I believe that the cons will last for as long as the fandom lasts. People are going to, continue liking the fucking shit, and even if there's small numbers of attendance, people will still try hosting things.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Well, will they be good or large? Debatable. But they'll still be around.
Well, at the very worst, people have made friends in the fandom and things, and they could always just...
You could have a dash con.
As a con. What do you mean?
That's the con I know about. That's the con with the the ball pit meme.
The ball pit meme. Doesn't Bronycon have a ball pit?
NG, are you kidding me? You don't know about fucking DashCon.
I don't know about DashCon.
Okay, well, save this one for the end.
Okay. Should I be scared?
Oh yeah,
Alright. Is this...
go
is
ask
this,
go
is
ask
this,
Wob his questions. You got this.
Is this... Wait, what questions? I already asked what about.
Oh, what did you ask him about how Bronycon?
Oh, what? Yeah, about how... Okay, so, Wob, since you were the person that went there, what did you think of Bronycon? So either, like, the first year's... well, I guess, was that like the OG management or whatever? Or more recently, do you think it was like going downhill, or do you still have a great time?
So I'm not personally attached to Bronycon that much. It is the largest convention I've been to before, largest MLP and largest I've ever been to. But I think it's good. I don't really think it went downhill because most of the time it's just like, I'll pick out a bunch of the things from the con that I like to, pick out a few panels that I like, pick out, go to the vendor hall, get a bunch of stuff there. I go to the video game room, chill out there, and I go with my friend and we go out and get something to eat, come back to the convention. It's mostly just a vacation chill time for me. Some other people tend to, go more deeply into panels, or they do some events or something particular in Bronycon. But I could easily do what I do at Bronycon at pretty much any other convention if I wanted to.
Well, what Wob's saying is that Bronycon is his vacation. It's like his holiday home.
I'll be alright with that, to be honest. I'll be fine with that.
No, what are you? I'm going on vacation. What are you doing? I'm gonna go to a Brony convention.
I mean, it's a place you go, for me, which is abroad, where you hang out with friends and you have a decent time. That's basically a vacation. Just happens to be at a Brony convention.
You should write that in, like, next time you have to request time off work. Just let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna go to a horse convention. Don't mind me.
Just, yeah, no questions, no questions. It's fine. I've got like a Starlight mug at GalaCon, which I'm going to use for like tea at a workplace. So, just get the settle tea in there. It's not very subtle. That's fine. It's the topic.
Now, that being said, Wob's, like, opinion there, it still kind of fits with what I'm thinking. It's like people said that BronyCon was okay. It's like, it's nice, obviously, to have a convention, but I don't know if it was, like, superior to other conventions. Wob, you had been to other conventions, right, as well? Like, if you wanted to compare BronyCon to, like, the other conventions that you've been to, would you say it's, like, better organized, or, what would you say about it?
The other ones are smaller, that's for sure. That's like the biggest difference. Like between TrotCon and BronyCon, BronyCon is like 10 times the size or something. And you can notice a significant difference when it goes from being a gigantic convention center that you can walk around for like an hour versus TrotCon, which is like a one-floor hotel in the middle of freaking Midwest US.
Would you say that the size matters?
I'm sorry. Don't laugh at that. Yes and no. So it matters if what you go to the conventions for is a lot of different people to interact with. Me, I like having more people there just because I'm used to having, more people because of where I live. Always a lot of people around. If I went to a smaller convention, sometimes there's less for me to do there. Like I didn't go to TrotCon this year because there wasn't much that I did last year. It's just a really small con, and there's like, maybe 3 or 4 panels and occasionally something of interest. At least with BronyCon, because of their size and the amount of people and the management of it, there's a lot more there. So there's more of a chance of there being something that's relevant to your interest. So the answer is yes.
The answer is yes. I'm gonna have to say, like, I think it depends on the people, because some people might really enjoy the larger con, but sometimes a smaller one that's closer to home is just a little easier for some people.
Have you seen the TFH tournament at BronyCon though?
NG, you get out of here.
It was solid, alright? They had like
This
a big
isn't-
screen,
this
a
is not-
projector, and everything.
You already have your tournament coming up later. You don't need to change this podcast.
IRL tournaments though, that's the shit. But fine, carry on.
Yeah, I swear to God. You and your fucking them's fighting herds.
User, what about you? You've been to You've been onto a lot of different cons. How would you compare Bronycon to other larger cons, or even some of the smaller ones you've been to?
Well, the first major difference is that larger cons are typically held in a convention center, whereas the smaller ones are held in like a hotel, like the Hyatt Regency. When it comes to BabsCon, or the Crown Plaza when it comes to, say, a convention like TrotCon. The size of the con, some people like bigger cons, some people like smaller cons. It all depends on what you want to do. I would personally prefer bigger ones myself, but sometimes if I just want to get away by myself, to just go to a con by myself for a couple of days, not even the full length of the convention, I could probably make do with just a smaller one. The bigger ones are more fun when you go with friends and other people. In fact, that's the main reason I go to meet other people, to the point that if no one I know is going to a convention, even if I personally might want to go, if there's nothing else to see in the city or anywhere outside the convention, I might not even waste my time going.
Yeah, I think the most important thing about going to a con is meeting friends or people that you've known.
Are you trying to tell me that friendship is magic?
Yes.
Wow. I'm blown away.
I mean, it is. Like, I think you would have a lot more fun at a convention with a friend than if you were by yourself.
I don't think I would ever recommend anybody going to a convention by themselves if they don't have friends.
Yeah, it's probably not.
Like, yeah, I feel like it would ruin the experience.
Especially
unless you're just a very strong solo person who likes doing things by themselves.
Yeah, and you might be, like, I like doing some things by myself, like going to the cinema by yourself or grabbing some meal by yourself. That's fine, but I don't know, like, especially if it's your first ever convention, like your first one is usually, I've been told is meant to be your best one, because like everything's on you and you're just like, whoa, what's this, whoa, what's that, like, you want to...
Yeah, my first Brony convention, I spent like $400 or $500 in Trixie related merchandise. That was great.
Solid.
That was great. It's proudly displayed in various locations, as it should be.
User's Trixie collection from his first con.
See, if User can just subvert Trixie into a podcast, I can subvert TFH.
Back then, plushies were relatively rare to find at conventions if people hadn't been buying them out already. So you go into a convention, you go into the first day of a vendor hall Bronycon 2013, within half an hour, all the plushies are going to be sold out. But nowadays, vendors have got plushies throughout all 3 days. But back in the day, if you wanted a plushie, you had to be like the first one in line and stampede into the vendor hall. That was fun. Those are memories to experience. But once you go a few times, you kind of mellow out a bit, and then you do other things, let's say outside the city, for example. Which is what I'll probably do if I end up going to High Roller PonyCon. Just you use it as an excuse to explore Las Vegas for the first time in like 10 years.
Yeah, there's a whole convention there. That's the best reason to go.
It becomes less about the con and more so about like the shit that you can do around the con as well.
Yeah, like jumping into a swimming pool while drinking alcohol.
I mean,
that was a pretty good time.
Which, like, out of all the conventions that you've gone to, User, which one would you say is your favorite?
Oh, I mean,
2018, right?
Con 2018. Get out of here.
18 or 21, yeah, that's obviously an important milestone. It's hard to, I mean, back when I first started, I would probably prefer Bronycon just because everything was all fresh, new, and it was all big and whatnot. But when they had their management change a couple of years ago, I actually found out that I ended up enjoying Galacon, just because it's different culture, it's Europe, and everything just feels kind of a little bit different. And there's a lot of stuff to explore in that area as well, like the castle. So, yeah, I would say
it's a very pretty city.
Yeah, I mean, the question, there's no readily available answer for me because it depends on what time frame I was in. And I mean, I always like exploring new cities. So if I can go to a city and do a con for the first time, there's a greater likelihood I'll like that convention more than some of the other ones I've been to in the past. But they're all pretty good. I mean, each convention is different for everyone, right? So yeah, I can't really get any more specific than that. I like them all.
I like them all. Which
In
one's your
different ways.
favorite? I like them all.
Spone, what's
It's-
your favorite convention that you've been to?
Oh, obviously it's Everfree Northwest because it's like in my backyard.
Also the most well-run convention, I feel.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the next question I was going to ask, is which one do you feel is like best run or organized? But there we go. I already have the answer. The one in my backyard, of course.
The one in your what? He thinks Every Northwest is the best to run / organize.
That's what he just said, yeah.
Fair enough.
What about you, NG? Which one's your favorite?
My favorite, Bronycon.
Fucking
No, really.
looks like you're going to Russia now.
I did have a lot of fun at GalaCon. I definitely did. It's definitely my favorite one. From what I've heard of people who've gone to different conventions, so like Everfree Northwest or even Bronycon, the smaller conventions seem like they have a lot more personality, I guess. So even with GalaCon, like I guess community spirit was very high. So like even like during the closing ceremony with everyone just like chanting GalaCon, as like all the volunteers are like bang and things, like the energy and like life of the convention felt a lot more there, and a lot of people had a lot more positive experiences from there for like the other people that went that I talked to than other conventions such as like Bronycon or Every Northwest when people came back from those and talked to them. So GalaCon's obviously my favorite because it's the only one I've been to. But I'm also just gonna say it's the best.
You're just gonna say it's the best. You're gonna make that judgment call.
From like second and third hand information, GalaCon is the best.
All right, I'll allow you to have that one. Wob, would you agree?
I don't feel I have enough insight to really say what for sure con has the best management and is the best run. From the ones that I've been to, I would say TrotCon knows their audience the best, and they know how to run it to keep people coming back on a consistent basis. Bronycon, I don't really know. I know as much as you guys tell me and what I experienced at the con, but the attendance declining does seem to be an issue, and they can't seem to figure out why. But yeah.
I mean, it's still 5K. That's still quite a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of people, but I mean, it also probably costs a lot to run things at a convention center and shit.
I think one of the reasons why the convention is losing attendance is because a lot of these conventions, like Bronycon, rely heavily on people coming in from out of state. And so years ago, when people have never been to a con before, typically the first con they'll go to in the Brony fandom is Bronycon. They go to Bronycon for a couple of years, meet their friends, see who they want to see, and they save up all their money for a year, and they just go. And then after that, they're thinking to themselves, oh, I don't need to go to Bronycon anymore because I've been there already. I've seen who I wanted to see. I've bought what I needed to buy. And I might just go on to another fandom, or I might go to a convention closer than mine, you know? If you look at like a lot of the local like Comic Cons, for example, they have the same population every year because it caters to the local population, whereas pony conventions like BabsCon especially rely heavily on people flying in from out of state. And when that stops coming, which it inevitably will because there's other cons and it costs money, you're not going to see a lot of repeat people flying into BabsCon year after year. And that's why I think the population is decreasing the way it is. Of course, that has an effect because the less people that go, the less money the con's going to have for guests of honor and other stuff. And that cycle just repeats itself as it's doing right now.
No, I think it's pretty good look at things.
Very insightful. So you think the local cons would probably last longer than the bigger ones?
Well, I mean, BabsCon does rely on people coming in, but from what I hear, their leadership, despite every year feeling like a first-year con, apparently, their leadership is very dedicated. So I don't see a con like BabsCon ending anytime soon. California is still, got a decent population. I think they can actually attract a lot of people, especially if they're the only convention left in California.
All right.
No?
I still like
Yeah,
that
no.
GalaCon had a decent amount of guest of honors, even though it's only like a fifth of the size of BronyCon.
They were almost raised the same amount as Bronycon did in the charity auction.
They
too,
did raise
which
the
was
same
pretty
amount,
impressive.
isn't it? With like the Joker and Batman.
They raised a few €100 more, like €600-700 more, but they had like 20% of the population.
Yeah.
Get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, Galacon just stabbed on Bronycon. We even sent a video to Bronycon.
You sent a video to them.
Yeah, one of the guests of honors videoed everyone, and we said what did we shout? We shouted something. Oh, they didn't see the vid.
Galacon. No, they didn't see it. They didn't see it. That was Andy Price, I think, that does that every year.
Oh, I guess they would rather talk about their convention closing rather than just show a video.
I remember I was at Bronycon one year, and I remember, they did. I did see that stuff from Galacon. I thought to myself at the time, "Oh, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to go to Galacon or have the interest to."
I was hoping that there was, Wob doesn't even go to the closing ceremonies, but I shook my plush in the air and I shouted "Hi, Wob" as loud as I could. He didn't even go to the closing ceremony. That's just.
He didn't even go.
Broke my heart.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
He's not sorry.
Should we move the conversation onto some lighter topics, I guess? If everyone's done.
What a quality way to change the topic, NG.
What?
You had to make it flow. You ready?
Okay.
What was your favorite activity to do there, NG, while you were at Galacon?
My favorite activity. I actually wrote down on my notes favorite con experience. You changed the terminology, and that's just confused me now.
I changed the terminology on you. I'm sorry.
There were many things that I enjoyed. One of the things I enjoyed the most was karaoke. You had like the little 6-person karaoke in the games room, and you had the massive one with like 100 people in a hall because like apparently only 10% of the people wanted to go and like shout pony songs in a hall at each other.
Yeah, I can't blame them. I would avoid that room.
Like the plague, or
I wouldn't even go near that room. Like if I got near the doors, I'd be on the opposite side of the hallway.
it was fun just having like 100 people just chant songs. It really gave you a good atmosphere.
I think it's an acquired taste, and I just haven't found it yet.
It's an acquired taste. Oh no, Spirit found the. That's not good.
That's not good.
Can I delete that? It's fine.
No.
Outside of that, I think the charity auction and the closing ceremony was really fun. Especially with all the shenanigans that went on at Galacon. Galacon.
Yeah, I love Galacon.
Like, I don't know if you guys heard about it or not, but like every year, the convention chair sells their hat. I don't know why they sell the hat, but they do sell the hat. And the guy who cosplays as a Joker just comes every year and always buys it. And this year in 2018, the hat was on sale. It always sells at the end of the charity auction. So Joker places his bid, and then a guy just stands up, places a counter bid at like the back of the audience dressed up as Batman, and they start outbidding each other. But then Batman didn't have enough money, and he had to step down. But people couldn't have Joker beating the Batman, so like everyone in the convention center just started running towards Batman and just giving him their spare money. And eventually they had like so many people queuing up, and like the convention was already overrunning by like an hour or two for the venue. So they had to bring everyone round the front. And so there was a massive queue of just people just donating their money to Batman at the front of the convention hall. And I think the Joker's bid was like 1,100 or something. And then in the end, the convention, all the con-goers just throwing their money at Batman managed to raise like €4,700 to buy the hat. And it's a charity auction, so it all does go to charity, which is decent. And then because the Joker, because it was really nice to watch as well, just everyone just like giving their money to charity. It was just a fun little community thing. And then Joker comes in, takes out his checkbook. Everyone thinks he's gonna like outbid it anyway, and then he just writes a check for 500, and he takes the microphone and goes, "It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message." And it was good shit. Like Yuza was there. Yuza can attest that it was awesome when going to happen.
I also donated 50 euros to purchase the hat. I even got a picture with the hat on, which was pretty cool.
I took a selfie with Batman with the hat. He let everyone wear the hat afterwards. It was great when we went to the pub. He went to the pub and he let everyone wear the hat. So I wore a 5,000 euro hat. Have you worn a 5,000 euro hat, Spone?
I'd like to point out that hat's not worth 5,000 euros.
But it was purchased for 5,000 euros, so it is a 5,000 euro.
It was
hat.
Bid upon for 5,000 euros.
It was a 5,000 euro hat. Well, back me
I
up
bet you
here.
there was a
What
price
was that?
tag on that hat.
Was that a 5,000 euro hat that I got to wear?
It was worth $5,000.
Don't listen to Rob,
Euros.
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
User, did you wear a 5,000 euro hat that day?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the picture.
I think you mean that it was like that was a communism hat because everybody paid for it.
It's not Batman's hat, it's our hat.
Technically, you guys need to split that between everyone so everybody gets a piece of the hat.
The best part was that Batman, I talked to him at the pub afterwards, he didn't actually have the money. He did it as a joke and was going to let Batman and let the Joker win anyway. But then obviously all the stuff happened and everyone was just like, oh my god, it's Batman, we can't let Batman win.
Didn't even have the
He didn't
money.
even have the money. So he
Man,
bet like,
that would have been awkward.
he bet like 900 euros and like all the convention people gave them money. It took up to like 7,000, like 4,000 or 5,000 or something. And he only paid 100 euros because that's like all he had.
Dude, that's the real plays right there.
So all of that shit, all of that, the 5,000 euro hat, and he just gets it for 100 euros. That's the real plays. To be fair, they're
How
also
you
like
get everyone.
there are also like 3 other people sitting around in Batman outfits that I think were prepared to do the same thing, but he just stood up first and went for it. So I think like 2 or 3 other people had the same idea, and then he just stands up first. It was a really shitty cosplay as well. Like it was just some half plastic mask and like
It's a real shitty. It's just a cardboard box fucking armor.
not even armor. He just wore a black shirt, a black mask, and had like a piece of cloth that he like put around him as a cape, and that was it.
And he got people to donate $5,000, and he got to keep the hat.
Yeah, but it got $5,000 donated to charity. You beat Bronycon, so you know get.
But he got
$5,000.
the hat.
Yeah. Anyway, I spoke about that for like 10 minutes, so give that to someone else.
Get fucking destroyed, NG is all I'm saying. Alright.
I'll give it back to you, Spone. What was your favorite convention experience at Everfree Northwest?
At Everfree Northwest. I personally liked the vendor hall probably the most. I liked seeing the amount of shit that people were just kind of selling, and just talking to some of the people at like the stands and shit. They were pretty chill. I met like fucking Bob Dude or whatever his name is, and he's a real swell guy.
Bob,
Pretty chill.
Dude? Which one's that?
He's the one who draws a fuck ton of Sweetie Belle. He has the fucking yeah.
I feel like
I would
know,
link
but
you
I
art
don't
of it,
know.
but I don't want to make you edit it in. But like Bob Dude's pretty cool.
I can edit in art. It doesn't take too long. I just complain about
I
it.
don't
'cause
have
it's
any
fun to
images
complain.
on me currently, but other people can find stuff. I think Wob is pinging you something that has Bob Dude's art.
Oh, I think I
But yeah.
recognize him. All right, fair enough.
No, he draws a bunch of Sweetie Belle, and also his like art's pretty cool. So
Meeting the
pretty
community
neat
guests is
being
pretty
able to being able to just meet the people who make the shit in the community. I think is my favorite part because I don't really care about meeting like the voice actors and shit, as cool as that is. I've always found the community aspect of the fandom to be way cooler.
Yeah, the community aspect is the best. I mean, the community aspect is the one that creates the content and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, so just being able to meet the people who make shit in the fandom, I think is the coolest part.
I was gonna meet like a bunch of the musical dudes, like for Free Brony, because I went to the stand, but I didn't really notice them. I just went to check if they had a CD that I wanted to buy, and they didn't, so I just left.
Wow. NG, you gave up on that one real fast.
Yeah, basically. I only noticed afterwards that like everyone was standing there. I was just like, oh, that's like all the music people. That's fine. And then they didn't have the CD I wanted, so really it's their fault.
Just next time you gotta go up there and tell them like, hey, have CDs for next time.
That's the real 200 IQ plays. Alright, now we get to talk to people who have actually been to more than one convention. You ready for this wealth of experience that we're going to get, Spone?
I mean, you have to ask Wob, I think, what his favorite experience was at a con.
And user. It's just been me and you talking so far.
I thought I already asked User what his favorite one was.
Did we?
You
Did I
did.
ask you? Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, I
NG,
just
you're
wasn't
just
paying
bad.
attention. Wob, what was your favorite con experience?
So my favorite individual experience was a panel during, I think it was Bronycon 2017, where it was the Nicolas Cage panel.
This is already
And-
going off to a great start.
I shit you not, they had a Nicolas Cage panel there, hosted by a community dude named Jake Wyman. If you've ever heard of him, he used to make a bunch of videos, and he was always a big Nicolas Cage fan. And he decided to make a panel about it, and it was absolutely fucking packed. Wow, I just swear it. I'm sorry.
You can
It
swear,
was
it's fine.
very packed. There was a lot of people there. There was a line to get in, and it was a 21 plus panel, and they were serving alcohol in the back. And it was a legitimate panel. He did a presentation on Nicolas Cage's different movies throughout his acting career. And it was interesting and funny at the same time, and it was probably the best panel I've ever attended. I will follow up with that and say there's a second panel that I attended at TrotCon 2016, where it was a YouTube poop video panel, and that was a lot of fun. It was a very small panel at about midnight or so, maybe about 20, 30 people in the room. We were all just going through like the history of YouTube poops and the evolution of it, and it was great.
The history of YouTube poops.
That sounds like a. So how many people were at the how many people, like, number wise, were at the Nicolas Cage panel? I'm actually interested in this panel.
They put it in a larger room. They put it in like a large ballroom. It was still smaller than the big rooms at Bronycon, where they have like, you know, all the people in, where they have like the main VAs and stuff like that. But it was like a side room somewhere on the hotel on like the second floor or something, or the third floor. I forget which one it was. And it filled up completely, and there were people waiting outside to get in.
I just find it hilarious that just a random
Pony
Nicolas Cage,
convention.
yeah,
Nicolas Cage.
and everyone wants to go to it. Just like, holy shit, is that really Nicolas Cage panel? And then I thought you were gonna, like, honestly, I thought like halfway through you're gonna say like Nicolas Cage just burst in through the door, just started
Nicolas Cage comes in.
talking about his life. He just sat on the chair. We just had a nice chat with him. It was a good time had by all. But
I kind of wish that happened. That would have been cool.
if that
There was
guy,
no way to wait.
yeah, he just talks about how much he loves My Little Pony and that he's been like a closet brony this entire time.
Surprise.
Surprise. Nicolas Cage's brony.
There's only one thing I want more than the Declaration of Independence.
And that's to attend a brony convention.
And that's to get my own plush. Fucking, what else is there? Oh yeah, you know, I was talking about merchandise and shit because I think it's like the neatest part about shit that I saw. But I'll ask you, NG, for, you know, merchandise that you saw at Galacon. You know, what kind of shit did you purchase? What kind of stuff did you want to purchase?
There was a Paprika plush on sale that I obviously wanted.
Why didn't you buy it?
It was €250,
You could afford that.
which was pretty steep.
Pretty cheap, you mean?
Pretty steep. It wasn't like the highest quality either, and I already had a Pinkie Pie plush, which Wob kindly donated to those without plushies.
He donated to your cause.
Yeah. It was a great
Are you a
plush.
charity now?
So if anyone wants to send their spare plushies, just I'll give you my address. You can send it over. Just make sure it isn't the Lyra one, and I'll be fine.
People are gonna start sending you fucking potatoes now.
Sure. Hey, if people want to send me like some food as well, that's fine. I'll accept this. But no, I'm not giving people my address. There was some good stuff though. There was a giant Luna statue, which was about as tall as me, selling for like, what was it selling for? User, did you see the Luna statue up on like the second floor of the convention? Of the.
I did, but I don't recall seeing a price tag on it.
Yeah, I think it was just like so expensive that it just didn't have a price tag. It was massive, like a life-sized Luna statue, like not just a plush, a statue, like an actual,
Made out of stone statue.
not made out of stone. I don't know what it was made out of, but there we
I
go.
think, yep.
Spiro got a picture of it. So yeah, just that fucking massive thing.
It's so goddamn expensive that you just have to like bring in your firstborn child and just leave them there.
Yeah, basically, and I think that's a plushie next to it, just of the statue of Luna, which is obviously what the statue is. But yeah, that was probably the most interesting. Sorry.
So what a lot of artists like to do is that they like to bring showcase stuff as more of a presentation of, hey, look what I can do. Come take a look at my booth. It's a presentation piece basically. A lot of the ones at Bronycon did that too, where they would make like life-size plushies. They wouldn't have them for sale, but they would have them there to like, attract people to their booth.
Oh, okay. Well, it worked. There were a lot of people crowding around that Luna statue, but it was definitely a real.
Just because not only is it like it's because it's a huge statue, but it's Luna, and that's just how you bring in the fandom.
You just bring the fandom.
Basically, if you want to get everyone in the fandom in like one room, at least like all like the majority of people, you just need a Rainbow Dash and a Luna, and that's it.
I mean, that would work with like.
You'll attract like 90% of the fandom.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that would like appeal to both of Slink's tastes, right? Like that is his best princess and best.
Fucking probably, yeah.
Slink is just fucking just snap your fingers and he's in that room.
He's falling into the basic bitch category.
Yeah, he is the basic bitch. Wob.
All right. Yeah, go for Wob.
What about you? What sort of stuff? What's your like weirdest or best things that you've seen in a vendor hall? Like, what's your best purchases? Things like that.
My go-to is usually stuff I can carry home. So surprisingly, I don't buy plushies at conventions.
Do you buy life-size Luna statues though? That's the real question.
You can carry him home.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But I usually carry my own small plush with me to the convention, just as like a thing to carry around with me because it's cute and everyone likes cute stuff. And
it's really fun to carry around a plush at a convention. I recommend it to literally anyone. Carry around a plush at a convention.
It just seems so weird to me.
It isn't.
I don't want to be that guy. To be honest, I've seen like one or two people in my entire life that have been carrying around like MLP plushes. There's one that had a small one like on a chain around their neck, and I was just confused.
In a con or IRL?
No, I just like in
con
life.
is IRL,
like just going to like the store. You're walking around at the store, you look over, and there's a man with a fucking chain and a horse on it.
Yeah, all I really did was I had her in my bag most of the time, and I had her with her head sticking out. So it would look like, oh, there's a cute little pony hanging out of this guy's backpack.
Looks like you're trying to decapitate your horse, I get it.
That too.
I did that with Pinkie Pie. I like put her in the backpack with the head sticking out. It's a good look.
But if I'm like going outside of the con, I'll just, stuff her back in the bag.
Stuff her back. You don't want her poking out while you're like at like a bar somewhere.
I did, yeah.
Of course you would, NG. You have no shame.
I carried it around just a little big bag. It's fine.
You like karaoke, you have no shame.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I was front row of the karaoke, so.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Anyway, sorry, carry on, Wob.
So as far as what I bought, at conventions I usually get a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So I've got acrylic keychains, mugs. I've got these little wooden coasters on my desk. I might have shown you guys these before. I get play mats, like mats that you'll play cards on, stuff like that. Mouse pads. What else do I got here? Sometimes I thought about commissioning art pieces there because a lot of artists do pieces like right on the spot there if you want to commission them. I've also got a poster here of Starlight and Trixie from Enterplay. There's also wall scrolls that I got. I got a few wall scrolls from a few artists. And
Bob's got all the shit.
The fuck is a wall scroll? So I want to know.
It's a weeb thing, isn't it?
That's a weeb thing. Oh god, never mind. Don't elaborate.
It's not a weeb thing. So I guess some of them are lewd, but I don't really go for those. I'll show you the ones I got here later. But
oh man, Bob's getting the fucking dackies now.
Not yet. I saw off topic. I saw a guy walking around in Baltimore Penn Station with a lewd Flutterbat one.
Oh,
And I'm
Jesus.
just like, dude, you have no shame.
Yeah, I'm almost like I'm pretty sure I saw at Everfree Northwest someone had a fucking it wasn't lewd, but it was definitely like suggestive, like Celestia one walking around. And I don't understand how people can do that. There's also a Gilda one as well, I think.
There was a lot of interest. There's a lot of interesting stuff at Bronycon. Let's say that they're pretty loose with the type of art you can sell there, as long as it's not like, you know,
As long as it is not just full on porn.
yeah, straight up explicit. They don't do that. Let me see. What else do I got here? There's also art prints you can buy there. I have a few of those in storage right now because I don't have anywhere to hang them. And
Buying merch and just shoving it in a dice.
He buys merch, adds it to the pile.
He
At
just
this
comes home and
point,
empties
is
his
that-
backpack in just like a pile in the corner of the room. Just like
He has a
another
hoard. Like he
compound.
opens up a room and just throws stuff in and has to like try and close the door again.
that's what I've done so far, almost literally.
By storage, he means like his guest bedroom, but it's just full.
I wish I had a guest bedroom.
He's like pushing on the door, but it's just not closing.
No, his guest bedroom is just where his life-size plush goes. It's got like all the room, and it's got nothing else. Like that's the most spacious room in the house. He keeps all the other garbage in with him. He has to suffer so that his plushie can have a good lifestyle.
His plushie has to suffer so that she can thrive.
Ironically, I do have a few plushes still stored at my parents' house in my old room. You guys got me there.
Quick, everyone laugh at Wob.
Haha.
Haha.
Okay, good. User,
Yeah.
what kind of stuff have you bought and or wanted to buy from conventions?
Plushies, figurines, items with practical uses like a coffee mug, glass, a mouse pad, a little trinkets, maybe like a little Trixie Cutie mark. What are they called? Those pins that you can pin on suits and whatnot.
Yeah, little pins.
Yeah, I haven't been one for things like prints or anything to display like a picture. So I haven't bought really that much recently. I pretty
What
much
would-
have everything I need.
What would you say is like the neatest thing that you saw at a convention where like maybe you didn't buy it, but you saw it and you wanted it?
Oh, geez.
Life
Well, I
size
remember
plush. Say it.
I went to Galacon last year, and this year there was like a life-size Luna thing, but last year there was something similar that was going for like an absurdly large amount of euros. It was like it was a bigger Luna, but it looked like it was made out of like not clay, but like a plaster type Luna, and clearly it was a lot of work, but I don't think it ever got sold. But
People
as far
just
as
had enough money.
yeah, no one had enough money to buy that. I mean, it looked really nice, but the asking price was a little bit too high, at least in my opinion. Just trying to think off the top of my head. I can't think of much that just really, really stuck out. I'm sure there were some things, but I just can't recall them right now.
All right. Also, user like related to that. Do you remember all of like the fucking Gilda Dackies that were at fucking Everfree Northwest?
I remember seeing them,
They
yeah.
kept popping up on like random people. I swear. I saw like 8 of them, and I don't know where people were getting them from, but they just had them.
Oh, nice. But yes, yeah, there's some Dackies are pretty much a staple at conventions now. I saw one 15-year-old kid carrying around a pretty like lewd Fluttershy one.
Oh god.
I asked him what his parents would think, and he replied, "I don't know. I haven't showed them yet."
Eventually he goes home. What is this?
He said his dad was coming to pick him up to like drive him home. And this was almost like soft porn. Like it was pretty lewd. That was that one year that I went to Bronycon where this guy was selling them. I'm looking at this and they're openly displayed, right? Like how did this guy get approval for these? Like these are pretty bad.
Damn.
I didn't see much bad stuff.
I think Fluttershy had like a ball gag or something like that. Like
Oh
it was
my
that
God.
bad. It was yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it is funny though, because even the show, like, they had the convention episode with like Rainbow Dash and whatever the fuck his name was, Quibble Pants, I think.
Oh yeah.
They had the fucking Dackies there, and I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, what
So-
the Daring Do one?
Yeah, the daring do. Like,
I would buy
hide
that.
up.
That would be a hilarious meme.
fucking it's good shit. They're self-aware.
They are. That's the best part. Oh,
NG.
what? Carry on or?
Is there? No. Carry on.
I didn't think we asked Wob what his best thing he's ever seen was.
No, we did.
Did we?
I mean, I asked him what he got. I guess. Well, what was the thing that you saw that you couldn't get?
I hate to say this, but I could probably get anything I want at a convention.
Okay, yep, that's exactly the answer I thought, and that's why I didn't want to ask.
But like, there must be something ridiculous that you've seen that you just thought like, either that is like like you wouldn't buy a life-size Luna statue, would you? But
I'd buy a life-size Luna plush, but there's no way I'm carrying that home.
yeah, so I don't know. Was there nothing that you saw that made you just go like, "What the fuck?" Or
What the? All right, now you're asking for the weird stuff.
yeah, it's fine. We could just.
I could link some of the weird stuff that I found, but it's not stuff that I wanted to get. It was just like, in users' case, like, how the hell did they get approval for this stuff?
No, we don't need to start posting that. Please.
Yeah, I'm happy Galacon was pure. I'm happy Galacon was pure enough. At least I didn't notice anything. I also want to take a moment to say what the fuck is going on in voice in the.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
I've become a meme.
Yep, user. This is actually pretty hilarious.
You're gonna have to set that for his like little picture, like when you do the podcast.
Yes, that is the picture. That's your podcast picture for.
That can be a user's podcast picture in the corner.
Let me just save this quickly. I need to have it on hand.
That way everyone can see what we're talking about. Just keep that as his picture.
There's just so many good ones. There's who did the question mark one?
That was Spirit, I think.
Yep, just what incarnation? I'm enjoying this. I'm glad I didn't post anything.
I did see that one at the Con NG, but it was already not purchased, but someone bought it, and I'm just gonna pick it up at the con. So,
dude, I will say some of that stuff sells stupidly fast at the conventions. Especially like even like plushies, there's a lot of them, but like the really nice plushies sell real fucking fast.
They still do. Like every time I go to Bronycon now, even if I get in there early, they usually have their full stock, but by the time I come back around, gone.
Done. All over.
I never really had anything that urgent. Like I didn't see anything selling out too quickly at Galacon. Like it was 2-day con, and I still saw some stuff like that I saw in the morning, in the evening. It was still there on Saturday, and still there. Like a lot of things were still available on Sunday. It wasn't too bad. Like everyone was like, "You got to go there. You go in and see what you want to get. You need to get there as soon as possible." But nah, I never had that issue.
Maybe you just don't have like popular tastes, or everybody at Galacon spent all their money on a hat.
It was only the spare money at the end. But to be fair, I did. What did I even buy? Like I didn't buy much. I bought like. I decked my lanyard in like buttons and pins. I bought some like horse cards, the first ones I've ever bought. Yeah, other than that, I guess I didn't really get much, to be honest.
All right, well, fair enough.
Have we gone through everyone? I think we've gone through everyone.
Yeah, no, we got everyone there.
And we got the user meme sorted.
All right, yeah. So NG, we're gonna start with you because, well, I mean, you can start with me, but I'm gonna start with you because I'm asking. What would be your advice, since you're new to this whole thing, you kind of have a better perspective on what it's like to go for the first time. What would you recommend that you did that you should not do?
Alright, that you shouldn't do?
Speaking from your experience, what shouldn't you do?
So, like, what's something I did that I shouldn't have done?
Exactly. What, like, if you wanted to have your experience be improved next time, what would you have not done?
When you're going from the train station to the convention at 1 AM, don't take shortcuts through dodgy alleys.
What happened to you in the dodgy alley?
Nothing really happened. There were, I think that like there was a group of 4 of us walking. Nothing happened at all. But it just Like we
Nothing
had some-
happened, but hang on.
just like 4 guys came up to us and just like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? And we're just like, oh, we're just going to our hotel, and like his friends started following him, and we're like nothing bad happened. It's fine. We just got some dodgy
It's fine.
interactions by
We almost died. It's fine.
by fairly drunk locals. It's fine. It's fine.
So you're recommending don't go outside.
Don't go outside. Yes. No, but just if you're in an unfamiliar city that doesn't speak your language, probably best to stick to like lit streets.
The lit streets compared to the
Past.
not dank streets.
Yes. If the street is like hella lit on fire, so basically like half of Washington, those are the ones you want to take.
It's actually British Columbia.
Yeah, I think that's all I would really say. And go to karaoke. That's something that you should do.
All right. Well, fair enough. User, what would you recommend to people going to cons, and or what are things that you've done that you would not recommend to people?
Well, if you're going for the first time by yourself, make a plan of things you want to see at the con itself or in the city and stick to it. Let's see. Pack appropriately. Don't bring too much. Bring just enough, or what you're actually going to use. And shower at least once a day and groom yourself accordingly. Very important.
Are you telling me that being clean is important?
Of course it is. I
It's
mean,
almost-
you might end up hanging around some non-ponies, so you don't want to give them a bad impression.
I don't understand how people can't shower every day. I shower every goddamn day, and I feel gross if I don't. I'm just picturing people at cons like, 3 days. That's fine.
As far as what not to do, don't be obnoxious. Don't go crazy over people who you want to see. Just act as normal as possible.
But it's KP, user. You have to go to the Kim Possible fucking panel.
Yeah,
Man, I almost forgot about that.
I think she did like 4 panels over for Northwest, and I went to 2 of them.
God, I'm still concerned about the one panel where it's like, show how much you know about her, and then people are like,
That was funny.
That sounds
funny
scary.
and scary. Yeah. It's like if you had a panel, it's like, all right, name everything about me that you like know, and like NG, you're there, and then like they start listing off like your fucking, your parents' names and like where you live and shit. And you're just like, whoa, hang on.
All the grades that they got, like when they graduated and every
Yeah,
subject.
it's like
just-
I know what grade you got in like fucking, whatever year fucking math class, and you're just what?
Yeah, I'd be worried. I'd probably leave.
So yeah, imagine you become famous to the point where people like they just know everything about you. They know what's like size shoe you wear.
Was she okay with this?
Maybe. No clue, honestly.
No one really knows.
Sorry, repeat that again?
I'm saying, like, is she okay with people knowing weird facts about her?
I have no idea, but I know she would take exception to people like doxing her, finding out where she lives and whatnot. More so than usual. She's she's pretty private with a lot of things.
Damn.
Outside of the KP YouTube channel.
So, good recommendation if you're going to a con, don't become horse famous.
Yeah, that's probably a terrible idea.
Alright, well, there's 2 things we've learned.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Oh, one
And
thing
also shower.
that I found out is literally everyone, no matter who they are, is probably okay with a selfie. But always ask.
Incorrect.
Everyone I asked was okay with the selfie. I managed to get a selfie with like everyone EQD who went, even like Sky and Light who like refused all the time. But then I got it on Sunday. Got it with all the VAs and the guest of honors. Got it with a bunch of like the community people. It's everyone is okay with the selfie. Everyone should be okay with the selfie. Or you just like
Maybe
ask
they
them
just
really quickly.
really like you.
That's obviously another reason why. But
So, I know for a fact I avoided having my picture taken.
I
I don't
will still
exist.
try and get one.
Sorry, NG, it's not happening. Wob. We haven't asked you yet. Wob, recommendations and or shit that you've done wrong.
So I'll start with what you should do, and that is plan ahead of time. always plan ahead of time.
How far ahead of time would you suggest?
Depends. Should probably plan to travel months ahead of time, and the tickets, depending on what you want to do, you can do a little later or earlier. But what you shouldn't do, let's see, what mistakes did I make? I would say the biggest mistake I made was going to a convention alone. That was
Going
not
to a
fun.
convention alone. See, that was a recommendation we made early on, right there.
Yeah, I'm a comfortable, alone person. I like my alone time, but there's, especially at a small convention, if I go alone, there's not much for me to do, and it was just boring.
No, I can understand that definitely. I would not have gone to one if I didn't go with people.
It's a lot more fun to share and experience with someone else than it is for me to go alone.
Mob goes by himself, looks at the horse plushes, and then hides.
Pretty much.
He sees
Oh
what
man.
there is. But yeah, that's
Man.
fair.
Yeah, no, I think that's fairly decent advice. Most people would, I would think agree.
I mean, I think a few of the people, like I think Fizban and PMQ Ponies, they went to Galacon and they didn't really have anyone to go with, but they just talked on the convention hall in EQD. And
Oh,
just met up with
absolutely.
everyone.
Use the Equestria Daily Discord channel for finding convention buddies.
I mean,
Link in the description.
it sounds like self-promoting, but honestly, it's really good to try and connect with people, even
Yeah.
if you do go alone. Just try to connect with people from the Discord or something. Like, you'll find someone to roam around with. You will, like, you don't have to go. Even if you don't go with friends, you should definitely go with the plan of
Make
making
friends.
Yes, because friendship is magic. But no, really, it's
And
a really good idea. And like, I
we
didn't
also have
know
to
very
make
well.
sure. We have to make sure to make it very clear there is no other place on the internet where you can find people as well as the Equestria Daily Discord.
Yes, only $9.99.
Only $9.99 plus shipping and handling.
My PayPal's in the description.
There you go. NG, after your experience with Galacon, do you plan on going back?
Well, you didn't give advice, did you?
No, I don't have advice. I already gave advice, like agreeing with everyone.
Okay.
My main advice: go with people. Secondly, go to one nearby before you like go to other ones, because I wouldn't recommend traveling across like a country or to a different country just to find out that you don't really like it. Oh, another thing. It's not really advice, but like I was expecting to go to a con and seeing a bunch of cringy people and wanting to die. There was a lack of like cringy people. It was nice.
It was nice. They're surprisingly just normal people who just like.
Surprisingly normal. There's a few people who were there where I was like, "What are you doing? Why?" But for the most part,
That's every
people were
convention. I've been to just the normal Comic Con and there's that. So
there's still the one guy. It's like, please stop.
yeah, basically. Also some advice from Spirit, which I'm sure he'd want me to say. Bring your own cardboard tube for posters, because otherwise they're gonna get trashed on the journey home.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you're planning on buying posters in general, you should know that.
Yeah, because they don't give them at the conventions, so you
Get
should
a
probably,
tube.
even if you aren't planning to, just bring like a £5 like poster holder. If you don't use it, just throw
It's
it
a
away.
pretty
It's
heavy
£5.
poster holder.
Shut the fuck up. It's important to have with you. Okay. Now, will I go to more conventions? Definitely. It was.
Will you go to Galacon?
Will I go to Galacon? Yes. It was. It sounds super fucking cringe, but I definitely did have like some of the best times I've ever had there.
NG, that's sad. Stop making us feel bad for you.
No, like, it's not because my life sucks. Like, that's not what I'm saying. It was just.
No, hang on, NG.
I'm just
NG,
making
I
this
told you to
worse.
stop, and you're doubling
I'm
down.
digging myself in a hole. I'll just stop. But I had a lot of fun. I definitely plan to go again. I'm gonna plan to go Bronycon 2019 this year because it's the final one, and
Everybody's going, and I'm gonna be sitting at home.
what you
crying.
are.
Yeah, I don't plan on going to it because it is on the other side of the US, and also I don't know what I'll be doing.
It's fine. You can moderate the Discord.
I can moderate the Discord. Oh boy, thanks.
You're
No one
welcome.
will be using the Discord because everyone will be at the convention.
Now they'll be using the convention channel in the Equestria Daily Discord.
Exactly.
Sure. We should just rename Ponyville to like
Convention hall. It's a new convention hall.
But yeah, I definitely plan to go to some more.
I don't have any more product placement for the Equestria Daily Discord.
If
The
you
best
wanna,
things
if you
to,
wanna
to
find
test
and meet
things with.
me in Bronycon 2019, if you happen to go by yourself, remember to join the Equestria Daily Discord. In the
There you
convention
go.
hall, I'll be sticking around there. I'll throw in my convention experiences, and you're welcome to contact me and other users who happen to be lurking in that area. So yeah, link in the description, guys.
You're not gonna put a link in the description, are
I'm
you?
gonna put a link in the description.
Oh boy, I hope you do.
I'll also put my
Oh.
PayPal.
User, you were talking about having all of your stuff planned already. So which ones are you going to be going to?
Well, these aren't all like guaranteed, but it's a list of what I'm planning to do. I'm thinking of HarmonyCon, High Roller, PonyCon, BronyCon, HasCon, and I was wanting to go to BronyCon in Russia, but that looks like that might fall through.
Jesus Christ, user, you do realize there's only 12 months in a year, right?
Indeed, yeah.
This is why he worked overtime today.
This is why he works
no.
overtime so that he
No.
can go to cons.
Partly. There's this one guy. He ran the MLP convention history panel at Galacon, and he had been to European conventions I've never even heard of.
He
And he
went to
basically,
one, Lithuania.
yeah, there was a few. I took pictures of them. I have no idea where some of these places, like even where he would just give the name of the convention. And I'd just be like, "Where is this? What? There's one in Poland." Like, you would list some. Like, if you listed one in Finland, I had no idea even existed. But yeah, there was more than I thought. A
That's
lot of
where you
them
have
are
to
pretty
go now.
small, though.
It's just someone's basement. Like, hey, come on, guys. Fucking. It's neat that they have conventions all over the place. That being said, I can imagine some of them are probably suffering from nobody living there.
But hey, BronyCon dying will certainly boost the other numbers.
Yeah, we kill Bronycon and we can just like
That's
divvy it up
5,000
to other
people.
places.
Yeah, looking for a place to go. So, GG's.
If anybody's in the market for wanting to run a convention, there you go.
What about you, Spone? What do you plan to go to?
I might go to the next Everfree Northwest, depending
Depending on what?
depending on if Slink wants to go.
Depending on if Slink wants to go.
Yeah, because Slink and I went to Everfree Northwest, so there
Yeah,
you
you
go.
went together. You went together.
Yeah, it's good with a friend, and if you go with somebody that you already know, it's good.
It is. Definitely is. So,
For me, I would not want to just meet people there and be like, "Hey, I've never met you before."
hey, Slink's planning to go to Bronycon 2019.
Yeah, chances of me going to that are still slim.
Well,
Mostly because I don't want to travel across the U.S.
no, understandable. Not all of us have the luxury of having a convention in our backyard, so we've just kind of come to terms with it anyway.
Yeah, if the options for me are like travel 30 minutes, get on a plane and travel like fucking multiple hours, and then pay for a place to stay and all this shit. It's a pain in the ass.
Get it, man. You're lucky.
Fucking yeah. I'm not going across the U.S. is what I've decided.
Yeah, life quality is directly proportional to like distance to
Which
a
coast you're
convention.
on? Absolutely.
Rob, what about you? What
Uh,
conventions are you plan to go on to the future?
like future or just 2019?
Future.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Let me see. Bronycon 2019. Maybe Galacon. I'm considering that too. Only
'Cause-
complication there is I'll have to get a passport.
Everyone had
Oof.
such a great time at Galacon and made you jealous, right?
Totally.
I mean, everyone's
He
going to go
just wants to
Galacon,
meet you,
but
NG.
everyone's going to go to Bronycon 2019. So same times will just be had, just in a different place.
I'm not leaving any possibilities out at this point. There's still a whole almost year to plan this.
Yeet.
Wob's going to actually go to all of the conventions. He's just not telling you.
He's going to go to everything.
He's gonna be in Finland, like attending the one in someone's basement. Anyways, now that we've asked everybody, NG, it's time to educate yourself. You ready?
No.
You don't know what DashCon is, and I'm still surprised on how you don't know that.
Yeah, I'm still worried. Aldois sent me a YouTube link earlier.
Yeah, no, I know what YouTube link he sent you, and it's pretty good.
I'll watch it once
But
I'm done.
basically, DashCon was a failure. That's the best way to describe it. I think it was Tumblr trying to host a con. Everything went horribly. There's a meme with like the ball pit. It's pretty good. You'll see.
So I just need to watch the video to understand.
Yeah, you'll watch it. You'll understand. Anybody else who's listening to this probably knows what DashCon is, and I'm surprised you don't. But if they don't, they'll learn.
Yikes, DashCon. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can educate myself after this.
Yeah, you'll learn.
So we're doing the standard podcast send off then, yeah?
Oh yeah, ask one of the two to sum it up.
Alright, Rob, I think you've spoken the least, I'd say. So how would you sum up this podcast in your own words?
Spontaneously explosive.
More like spontaneously explosive.
Oh,
Ah.
more
And
like
ended on that.
spontaneously sponeplosive. I'm just making it
Stop.
worse to hurt
You
you.
made it. You made it worse. It hurt.
Yeah, I need to kill it. The joke is now dead.
All right, end it. We're done. That's a wrap.
Yeah, well, I hope.
Remember to go to the Equestria Daily Discord.
Yeah, remember to go to the Question Daily Discord, guys. That's the most important. Especially everyone in chat right now. Please.
Everyone in chat, definitely make sure to join the Discord you're already a part of.
Yes, just leave and rejoin. And we hope you've convinced you to go to conventions because fandom's dying with Bronycon and everything. It's real sad news.
Yeah.
So
We have to make sure to say we're saving the fandom really by telling you guys to go to conventions.
this podcast will single-handedly save the fandom.
There you go.
Thank you to our guests, User and Wob, for attending. Thank you to the chat for making this absolutely fucking ridiculous user meme. But
Just
I
make
love
sure
it.
to use the image for the.
I've
user.
already saved it. Don't worry. I've had a little
All
note.
right, good.
And yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.